Kia ora team, I'm Coach Ray from Qwik, Kiwi. I'm a triathlon and running coach who specialises in helping first-time athletes as well as recreational athletes to achieve their sporting and health and fitness goals. What I'm going to be talking to you today about is about weight loss in a relation to triathlon or marathon, half marathon training, and why some of you may not be achieving the weight loss which was the main goal for a number of people taking up triathlon or running a half marathon, is to basically lose some weight and look and feel healthier about their body. So I'm going to talk to you about the number one reason why people don't often lose as much weight as they want, or don't lose any weight at all as part of their training for a half marathon or a triathlon. I'm going to tell that to you a little bit later on. We're going to cover some background information to start with, so you can get a bit of an idea as to why and how this all affects things. So first up, I'll talk about the basics, the very entry level. This is how you lose weight, and it's nice and simple. It's the energy out compared to energy in. So if we imagine a balance scale, and you might think of something on a fulcrum with these little wee, I don't know, I guess you call them cusps, that you can put something in to get weighed, and then you put known weights on the other side until it balances out. So when it's balanced, you've got the same amount on each side. And if we look at energy out, on one side, which is basically how much exercise you do, measured in either kilojoules or calories, which are a unit of measure for energy. So if you imagine you do enough exercise to burn 2,000 calories, you've got to get that 2,000 calories from somewhere. Or if we're talking 8,000 kilojoules, if we're going to use the metric terms. That's all the difference between kilojoules and calories are. Kilojoules are metric, a bit like kilometers or kilograms. And on the other side, the calories, they're the imperial measures, a bit like a mile or a pound. Same sort of sequencing. So energy in on this side, energy out. Energy out on that side, and energy in on this side. And that's how you're getting that energy. Car, you put the energy in with the petrol at the petrol station. For humans, we put food in. That's how we get our fuel. Admittedly, we've already got some petrol in the petrol tank when you go to the petrol station. Very rarely is it bone dry when you turn up. But like us, we're always carrying a little bit of fat on our body. Some of us have got more than others, yes. And you also have other forms of energy, blood glucose, which is the blood sugars, but you also store glycogen in the muscles and in the liver as well. And they are good forms of energy for instant activity. So we've got our normal stores, and if we don't have enough, if we're not consuming enough, we use what's in the body already and use some of that. So if we look at energy in, if we don't have enough going in, the scales are going to tip to having more on this side. So we've got more on the energy outside, less on the energy inside, and they tip. That's what you need to do to make your body lose weight. Haven't got enough here, so it's going to use the fuel that's already in the body, burning fat, or use up some of the blood glucose. But what's going to happen next time you eat something with glycogen or some carbohydrates in it? It's going to replenish those stores in the body, in the muscles, and in the liver. But if you've used fat and you keep using that fat, you keep it balanced, and you're going to be good to go. If you get it around the other way and have a whole lot more of this energy inside, the scales are going to tip the opposite direction. So now that the energy out is unbalanced and there's not enough energy going out, the opposite happens. You start putting on weight. Now the body can store things in a number of ways, but often what's going to happen is it's going to be stored long term as fat, especially if you have surplus calories as part of your diet. That's going to be stored on the body, and it's fat was the thing most people want to avoid. It's the greater percentage of body fat you've got, the greater risk you are of all sorts of things that you don't want, type 2 diabetes, coronary heart disease, etc., etc. But it also helps build towards high blood pressure, and yeah, it's not a healthy overall picture. If we start consuming too much, getting in this situation too much, not enough energy out, too much sitting on this side in terms of energy in, how do you balance it up? You've got two things you can do. One is exercise more, tilting it, dropping it down, getting it more in a balanced, or we can also, we can go from the balanced and into this one where there's more energy leaving the body through the activity, or we can eat less, put less in the system. Both will have similar results, but I do encourage you to get out and exercise more, because that's why you're doing the triathlon or running, training for. Basically, if that was your goal, you're doing it to lose weight. So doing a little bit more can help build towards that. And also watch what you eat and make sure that you keep things appropriate and eating a healthy diet, particularly based around whole foods. So now I'm going to move on to the number one reason that keeps tipping us into the situation where we don't lose as much weight as we want. And it's just a little wee thing, and I've got a couple down here to show you. Sugar. Too many people have too much of this stuff. And you might think, oh, I'm just it adds flavour to my coffee. It also adds a whole lot more calories to your overall diet if you count up what you consume in a day. Can you really get away without having to have these things? Yes, you can. You can try weaning yourself off. Only use half a teaspoon or half a sachet, and then the week after that have none. Or if you're having a couple each time, cut it in half, go for one for a week. Try that, see how it goes. Minimise this stuff, especially the processed crap. Let's have a look at some of the things. The devil's juice. How often do you consume these types of products? Now this, I only bought the little one, I don't drink it, it's crap. It's filled with all sorts of stuff, processed rubbish. But looking on the nutrition information, per 100 mils, it's got 10.6 grams of sugar. And I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty confident that all of that, or at least the majority of it, is processed sugar, as opposed to naturally occurring sugars. Fruit juice, yes, it's got sugar in it, but it's naturally occurring fructose in the fruits of the drink. I can't even see the ingredient list here. It must be here somewhere. Maybe not. Oh yeah, there we go. Carbonated purified water. The next ingredient is sugar, and then colouring and food acid and flavour and caffeine. There's not really much whole food in there, as opposed to a fruit juice, which is just the fruits juiced. If it's freshly squeezed, you can get ones that have got additives in them. Try and avoid all the non-natural things. So Coke, 10.6 grams of sugar per 100 grams, per 100 mils. V, exactly the same amount of sugar per 100 grams, 100 mils. Once again, if we look at the ingredient list, carbonated water, sugar, acidity regulators, and a whole lot of other things, colouring, and yeah, processed crap. Moving up a level, something like this. A lot of people like drinking these, especially because of the way it's promoted around lifestyle type activities. Motocross particularly is a big one, but also car sport, motorsport. Amount of sugar is more than Coke, and V at 11.4 grams of sugar per 100 mils. Once again, carbonated water and then sugar. Glucose syrup, which is just more sugar. So they've tried making it sound better by not listing it as a sugar, but it's just another sugar, processed sugar as well. Then you're into the acidity regulators and flavours, and it does claim natural colours, but all colours are natural, aren't they, eventually? Next one, Lift Plus. Big can of it. Sugars 11.8 grams. So we're going up from Coke and V, who are the same, onto Monster, and then Lift Plus. Once again, carbonated water and sucrose, which is sugar. They're just relabeling it, giving it a different name. Then the food acids, the flavourings, the colours, etc., etc. And it contains caffeine as well. So, packed full of sugar. You're eating or drinking, where is it? Calories. 253 calories or 1,058 kilojoules. There's a lot packed into these cans. Even if we look at the small, 300 mils. It's not a very big bottle, but you're still getting 540 kilojoules out of it, 129 calories. So if you're trying to limit yourself, and I'm going to use a hypothetical number here, 2,000 calories per day for a typical female weighing sort of about 70 kgs is an appropriate amount for weight loss. You're having just under 10% of your daily intake and something that's giving you no nutritional value. It's just a small one. If you're drinking a 500 ml, we'd be looking at doubling that. So about 15% of your daily intake in crap, just through having one of these a day. It's rubbish. Now, an interesting thing came up on my Facebook feed the other day. A client of mine who is concerned about her weight made a comment that she just discovered how much sugar is in milk. And it blew her mind. And so I've got just a litre of milk here. And she's right, there is sugar in milk. And 4.7 grams per 100 gram. And that's half of what's in the Coke. But then when you look at the ingredient list, ingredients contains milk, fresh homogenized milk. That's all that's in it. They don't add the sugar. The sugar is naturally occurring in milk. Lactose. It's a natural sugar. It's healthy for you. It's good for you. The calorie content is not a big deal. You're getting a good form of sugar. Yellow top milk, same deal. It's got a little bit more sugar because they get rid of all the cream. There's more actual milk in here, so it's like 0.1 of a gram more per 1 litre bottle. It's not much, and it's the same sort of sugar. There's nothing added to yellow top milk. They just get rid of the cream. Sorry, I do tell a lie. They do add vitamin D to it. So it's just milk, ultra filtered, low fat milk, and vitamin D. It's important that you minimise the processed rubbish. That will help the whole weight loss side of things. But it's more important to avoid the excess things that are going to tip, the excess sugars, particularly the sugars, the excess sugars that are going to tip this into out of equilibrium. So avoid the processed rubbish. Now I just want to touch quickly on some of these other things. V. This one's sugar-free V. And sure enough, you look at it, carbohydrate, 0.11 grams, but 0 grams of sugar. Look at the ingredient list, There's no sugar listed there, I hope. Carbonated water, acidity regulators, blah, 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 till it gets down to the sweeteners. What is a sweetener? It's processed crap. This is just as bad as this in terms of the chemicals and the crap you're putting in your body. Yeah, sure, this has got less sugar, doesn't impact this as much, but it's not healthy, it's not good for you, it's still crap. New Coke Life, 35% less sugar and kilojoules, sweetened with stevia, however it's pronounced. It's crap. Sugar, 6.6 grams. Diet Coke, sugar, 0.1 gram. They're sweetened with different things. They're still crap for your body. Get rid of the processed crap. Eat and consume whole foods and fruits. Pump up the fresh veggies, pump up the fruits in your system. One last drink over here to show you. Red Bull Zero, same as the Coke. Sugars and carbohydrates, totally zero. But when you look at the ingredient list, you've got all sorts of crap that's going into your body when you drink it. Acidity regulator, citric acid, sodium citrate, taurine flavors, colors, caramel, riboflavin, sweeteners. 1, 2, 3, 4 different sweeteners listed. Sorry, 4 words, but only 3 sweeteners. How many different forms of crap can you put in your body? Eat healthy, eat nutritiously, eat with or consume whole foods and natural products. Don't get wound up when something you're consuming contains sugar, especially if it's a natural sugar, and avoid the processed crap. That is the number one reason, or the number one thing to do to avoid the number one reason that you're not losing weight as part of your triathlon or half marathon training. So, I'm going to be writing a couple of blog posts around this over the next wee while, attaching this video to it. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've got something out of it. Click the like button down below. Feel free to share it with your friends so that they can get the benefit of the advice in here. It is a bit of a long video, so apologies for that, but there's some good, important information in there. So add a comment as well, ask some questions on it. I will respond to them and share it with your friends. So keep up the great work, keep training hard, and I'll see you out there.